Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna talk about the Modern Warfare beta. More precisely, my worries about this. Let's go! First thing I want to mention before we start talking about my worries, I'm so freaking excited for the beta to start. I can't wait, and I hope you guys are too. But I do have some worries, and I want to share them today with you guys. Number one thing is the minimap. I know this has been talked about a lot, especially on Reddit and Twitter and everywhere you can find the COD community, but having no minimap is a huge worry for me. There's a few reasons for that. Number one is camping. First off, it's a new game, so people don't know the maps, so people tend to play more strategically or tactically. But without a minimap, your map awareness decreases a lot. And when your map awareness decreases, it's easier for people to camp. And on top of that, when you have the personal UAV and UAV that you can get for 2 kills using the hardline perk, there is even more incentive to move slowly and be more campy. I know this is some people's personal preference to play in a more campy way or strategically or tactically, but for me, I like rushing around the maps. And there's no thing more annoying than people sitting in corners when you come into a room. Of course you should check them, but without a minimap it's hard to know that they're even there because there's nothing there, okay? You can't see them. An argument that I've seen a lot of people use is that I play hardcore, so there is no issue that there's no minimap. I never use the minimap. Well, for a lot of people, the minimap is key to have map awareness. If you hear someone behind you, you shouldn't have to turn all the way around to see if that's a teammate or an enemy. It disturbs the flow of the game. When you constantly have to do 360s to find out if there's a teammate or an enemy every time you hear a sound behind you. And nothing bad about people who play hardcore, but there will be hardcore as well as a realism mode where you can play without a minimap. I don't see why taking away one of the key features of core gameplay in Call of Duty multiplayer to satisfy that base when they already have hardcore or realism mode without the minimap. I also think this will contribute to making personal UAVs and the UAV a crutch for a bunch of people, which I also think that the team who has a constant supply of UAVs will have an even bigger advantage than they have had in previous COD, and this will create some kind of snowballing effect where it's harder for the other team to come back. Another factor that I think will affect the flow of the game is the attachments. As you may already know, there's the weapon gunsmith. The weapon gunsmith contains a lot of attachments for every single weapon in the game. All of these attachments have a downside and an upside with using them. When we played at the event in LA, ADS time was one of the big downsides to almost every single one of the attachments, which also kind of forces people to play slower. I don't know if they will change the balancing of each of the attachments. If it's still like this, I'm worried about this forcing people to play a certain way. Now, I'm not saying that everyone have to play the same way. You can probably all remember in World War II when the ADS time was so slow, so it forced everyone to play in a certain way, even though that's not their natural way of playing, if that's even a thing to say. Another one of my worries is that there's no kill streak looping. Traditionally in COD, if you put on a UAV and a counter UAV, you can keep on looping them if that's the only 2 score streaks you have on. In this game, they won't. So let's say that you go on a big kill streak, getting 10 kills or something like that. You didn't put on a high kill streak, so you don't really have anything to go for except a nuke, I guess. But not everyone is consistently good at getting nukes. Also, if you think about the nukes, if people are playing more campy, sitting in corners and stuff like that, it will be harder to get nukes unless you have personal UAV or UAV. So not only do you have to be able to get on a big streak, you also have to be reliant on your teammates to be good enough to earn UAV. And hopefully they don't use a personal UAV because that won't help you getting any map awareness, which you desperately need to be able to go on a big kill streak. Because you don't have a constant minimap up, so you can't see where people are gonna be or where they are. You can't predict spawns as easily. It's so many issues, okay? So in my personal opinion, I think they should go back to killstreak looping. Excluding kill chain, of course, where kill chain is a perk where your score streaks kills contributes to your next streak. Like I said, there's no incentive to go in a bigger streak because you won't get a new kill streak. Well, some of you guys may say that kill streak doesn't really matter. Like, I don't care about them when I go on big kill streak. It's actually a physiological response in our bodies when we get rewarded for doing something. When you go on a big kill streak and you get a kill streak, it's very confusing saying this in this game because it's kill streak and kill streak. Anyway, when you go on those, you get rewarded for getting a kill streak. When you're, for example, 15 kills in and then you get the biggest kill streak in the game, it's rewarding. Your body actually rewards you for it, with releasing a hormone that gives you pleasure. Without the kill streak looping, you would maximum get it 3 times until you've gotten all of your kill streaks that you put on, because you can't always predict when you're going to go on a big kill streak. My last worry is, and I know this sounds really ridiculous, but is that they're going to release too much for the beta. If you remember back in Black Ops 4 beta, we got 6 of the maps in the beta. When the full game released, it was 10 of them. We've already experienced so much of it, so it wasn't that big excitement when the game launched. Sure, you're probably like me and are super excited for getting the next COD. But when the game launches, I want to feel that feeling of, oh my god, look at this! Oh my god, this is so cool! Guys, check this out! If they release too much in the beta, there won't be that. There won't be that excitement. It will also make you crave new things quicker. AKA, you will get bored of it easier because you've already experienced basically the full game. Well, if they're limited with what they release in the beta, then you will have that excitement. You will have that excitement telling all your friends about this new thing that you found out, or like this map that's super awesome and blah 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 blah, or the weapon or whatever that's so cool that they didn't show in the beta, but they teased it enough. So you're just like, you can't wait for the full game to launch. So there you have it. These are my worries for the Modern Warfare beta. Let me know what you guys' worries are. I plan to revisit this after the beta to see if I was wrong, if I was right, if I was like just completely stupid. But I think it was like an interesting video to make before the beta, because to be honest, I can't wait. And neither of these worries are something that I think will kill the game or anything like that. I have big faith in Infinity Ward that they're gonna make the right decisions for the community. We've seen it before and I believe we can see it again. Bye bye, my lovely, lovely birdies.